Okay, I just want to preface this video by saying this would be so much better if I had balloons, but I do not have access to balloons at the moment. But if I did have balloons, I would allow the children to play with said balloons so they can get an idea of what these vocabulary words mean. Okay, today we will be reading If You Decide to Go to the Moon. We're going to go ahead and start off with this page. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys look at it before, just so you guys can get an idea of what kind of book we're getting into. See the pictures, and maybe you can get some ideas or use your context clues to see what our vocabulary words mean today. Okay, so we have 2 vocabulary words. I want you to try and listen with your ears and look with your eyes to make sure that you can try and figure out what these words mean, okay? Now raise your hand and tell me if you hear our vocabulary words of the day. Relax, take off your seatbelt, and be prepared for a surprise, because you are weightless in space. You'll feel amazingly light. You will float like a feather inside the cabin and bounce off the cabin walls. But you'll bounce very lightly and find it a lot of fun. So, with our balloons in the air, I wonder if one of our vocabulary relates to that. When you are thirsty, don't try to pour orange juice into a glass. With everything weightless, it would collect into floating liquid balls and become an orange juice blob. You can drink out of a squeeze bottle instead. After supper and a squeeze of juice, it's time for bed. So, I don't know if we heard any of our vocabulary words, but I'd like for everyone to raise their hands and tell me if you did. Okay? Yes. So, our balloons are demonstrating weightless. Whenever you bounce your balloons up in the air and they float in the air, they're weightless. They don't have any weight. Just like me and you, we hold weight. Balloons don't. And with our word floating, which is our other vocabulary word, you can see our balloons floating up in the air, and that means they are above and they are not on the ground. They're floating. Okay? This is our last page that we're going to be reading for today. Tie yourself to your bunks so you won't float away, and settle down for a good night's sleep. Of course, there is no night in space. You will have to pretend. Try to have sweet dreams. Just wanted to finish off that part. But we can see how weightless our boy is up in space. He's in space. That means there's no gravity that holds us to the ground like Earth when we're in space. So that's why he is so weightless, and that's why he is floating in the air. Again, just like our balloons, he is weightless and he is floating. Thank you.